It was a warm, lazy afternoon when I saw her differently for the first time. Up until then, she had always just been my sister's best friend, a familiar face constantly around our home. But that day, something shifted. When my sister reintroduced her to me, it felt like I was seeing her through a completely new lens. It wasn't her looks that caught my attention, but something deeper. The way she laughed with my mom. How naturally she blended into our family's rhythm. I'd stirred something inside me I couldn't quite name. I tried to brush it off, but the feeling lingered, subtle yet persistent. She had always felt like family, someone I'd never really thought twice about, but now, I couldn't stop noticing her smile, her effortless charm, the way her eyes lit up mid-conversation. Then, in the middle of a light-hearted moment, my mom looked between us and chuckled, "You two look so alike. Have you ever noticed that?" I laughed along, but the comment stuck with me. Was it just a casual observation, or was she hinting at something more? Mom didn't stop there. She went on, praising her how dependable and kind she was, how much she'd always been there for my sister. She spoke with so much warmth that I started to wonder if she saw something the rest of us hadn't yet named. I glanced at her, my sister's best friend, and she looked a little embarrassed, but not uncomfortable. There was something in her eyes that made me pause. Did she hear the same unspoken suggestion? The conversation moved on, but inside, something stayed with me. That night, I kept replaying everything in my head. Could it be more than just familiarity? Was I reading into it too much? Or was there a quiet understanding already forming between us? Over the next few days, things felt different. I started to pay closer attention to her. The way she smiled when she talked to my mom. The way she listened, really listened. There was a calm confidence about her that had gone unnoticed by me all these years, but now, it felt impossible to ignore. One night, after my sister had gone to bed, it was just the two of us left in the living room. She sat across from me, and the silence was oddly charged. Then, she said softly, "Your family's always been so warm to me." It wasn't just a compliment, it felt like something more personal, almost intimate. My heart skipped. "I'm glad," I replied, meeting her gaze. And in that moment, I realized she had changed, or maybe I had changed the way I saw her. She wasn't the same quiet, familiar girl from my childhood memories. She had grown into someone I couldn't ignore. Then, she asked, almost whispering, "So, what do you think about what your mom said?" I froze. The question hung in the air. I wanted to say I'd been thinking about it non-stop, but the words wouldn't come. It felt like we were standing on the edge of something new and uncertain. But it didn't feel wrong. The following days were filled with subtle glances and quiet realizations. It wasn't an overwhelming kind of love, but rather a slow bloom, like something that had always been there, waiting to be seen. One afternoon, we sat in the backyard as the sun dipped low, painting the sky in soft colors. We were talking about nothing and everything when she turned to me and asked, "What do you think about love?" Her question caught me off guard, but it felt right. "I think love isn't just a feeling," I said, after a pause. "It's something that grows. You take care of it." She looked at me, eyes searching mine. "Do you think it can happen just like that?" she asked, snapping her fingers. I smiled. "Maybe, but I think it's more like a quiet build, something that sneaks up on you. And then, one day, you realize it's been there all along." She smiled at that, and I could see something shift in her expression, like hope. From that point on, things between us were never quite the same. We didn't rush anything. There were no grand declarations or impulsive decisions, just a shared understanding, an unspoken acknowledgement that something was changing. A few evenings later, I found the courage to say it. We were sitting side by side when I turned to her. "I think I've been waiting for the right time to tell you this," I began, heart pounding. "But I don't want to wait anymore. I like you, and I think we should see where this goes." She didn't hesitate. Her smile said everything. "I feel the same way," she whispered, and just like that, everything changed. What we had wasn't rushed or dramatic, it was natural, quiet, and deeply real. Love didn't arrive with fireworks. It came softly, in warm glances and late conversations. It grew in the comfort of shared spaces and familiar laughter. She had always been there. I just hadn't seen her like this until one ordinary evening turned into something unforgettable. We had crossed a line, gently, honestly, and it felt right. This was the beginning of something beautiful.